Morning everybody, it's Kyle here at Kyle's Liquidation in Powell, Tennessee. I'm going to show you guys how to assemble one of these Linon home decor chairs. This is a counter stool, lava in color. All their chairs are pretty well the same. You'll have your back piece, your base. Underneath the base usually is the hardware under some Velcro. You'll have your legs here, and then you'll have your braces. The hardware kit will have some bolts, nuts, washers, different things like that, screws. The only thing you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver and an Allen key for this one, and we're going to get started. Alright, so as you see right here, step one shows the base. You get your hardware out, you take your legs here, and you're going to remove this brace across the top. As you see, it's unfinished because these pieces go here and here to tighten down. Alright, so right now we've removed the brace. I just wiggled it a little bit to get it off. I used a pair of pliers to pull a little nail that was in there still. So now we're going to get our hardware ready. Alright, so for installing the legs, you're going to need your hardware B, which has 4 pieces, D, and E. So you have your lock washers, your standard flat washer, and your bolts, and those are all going to go in via the Allen key. And they'll go these legs in here. Alright, so here's the bolts. So you'll have your bolt, your lock washer, then your flat washer, just like it shows in the instructions. You want to make sure these pieces facing out. Down here you'll peel the Velcro back. Take them in. I like taking them in as far as I can get them by hand. I always do one on one side, then one on the other, just to make sure everything starts lining up correctly. Alright, I got everything in. I went hand tight right now. They recommend not doing it until after you've completed all pieces going fully tight, in which you'll use the Allen key that's provided. So now we're going to move on to step 3. Step 3 here will be where we put the braces that connect the front legs and the back legs to help give it strength and rigidness. As you can see, on 4 we'll be putting the back legs in, mounting everything together, securing it all in. So right now we'll get our 4 screws out, even though we're only going to need 2 for these. They do usually come labeled. So in this instance they are not, but you can kind of take them, rough them in a little bit, and if you grab your base and line it up, you can kind of tell which way they'll go. In this instance, because I don't have it lined up perfectly. Here, hold on. Put it down low, like that, and that will slide right in. So as you can see, it lines up nice and neat, which is with the curve pointing outward. This one is straight. Alright, so when you're doing this, your screw will go right in. Usually you can push it down pretty far. I'm going to have to use 2 hands for this, so I'm going to hit pause, but you'll screw it in, make sure it's nice and flush. Some people like to use power tools and they can end up stripping or breaking these. If you do decide you want to use like a cordless drill, I recommend setting it all the way down on the lowest setting and adjusting from there to find the proper torque so that you don't damage this. Alright, so we've got our screws in, we've got them tight. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up down here. You want to make sure that your lock washer is nice and flush. Alright, so now we have all our screws nice and tight. Everything's flush, nice, neat, pretty. We're going to get ready to go to step 4 here, where we'll be assembling the back of the chair on with the bottom legs. As you can see, they already come with dowels in them, which will help you line it up. On this, here's your dowel holes. Excuse me, that side. There and there. Been a little bit since I've done one of these. I went ahead and peeled the Velcro off of this just so you guys can see it fully open. Alright, so just a rough fit here, just to show you guys. It's lined up nice and neat. Everything's in. Now we're going to run our bolts through, and all the areas here, these will secure it. This to the back of the chair. Then we've got our screws that have to go in here and here to help support the braces. Alright, so in your parts bag, this is bolt C. They're shorter. Those are the ones that go right here and here in the back of the chair. I like to leave all these just a little loose while I'm doing it, just to make sure all of them will thread in when you get them all in here, because sometimes from the factory they can be a little weird to get lined up. Alright, so for the leg supports here on the back end in the corner, you're going to use these A bolts, which are the longest ones in the bag. Lock washer, flat washer, and they'll go in the holes on the corner. Alright, so when they're all inserted, they'll be like so. We're going to go ahead and get them all tightened down. Alright, they're all nice and snug now. Instead of power tools, I like to take basically your screwdriver here where you can change the tips, and keep a bunch of Allen keys on hand, because using your Allen keys to come with can be a little pain, especially when you're a guy as big as I am and you got big hands. Trying to get them in some small spaces can be a little tough. So now we're going to get these screws put in back here, which is the last piece of the puzzle here on this chair. So we got those back there. Phillips head. Alright, now if you want, you go through and you make sure all your bolts are tight. All your Phillips heads are all tight. Then you get your Velcro piece, for cosmetic beauty. Get it back on and in place. All right. And that's it, y'all. There it is. And this works pretty well across Threshold and a bunch of other big retailer brands that you'll see out there on the market. They're all relatively similar in assembly instructions, but I will drop a few more videos. Alright everybody, so if you found that video useful, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. I was working on this channel pre-COVID lockdown. I was working on adding about 12 videos a month minimum. What I've been doing the last 6 years is unboxings, basically, as you can see behind me here. I own a liquidation business, so every product we get in, we do check, test, and inspect prior to putting it on our sales floor or selling it online. So in doing so, it's basically unboxing all the time, and I decided I would show you guys how to use a lot of your favorite products that are out there, and some of these real weird brands like you find on some of these major retailers' websites that you don't find necessarily in the big box stores. Again, if you guys liked it, like, subscribe. We'll be doing a couple more videos throughout the month and dropping those as well. Have a good day.